If you've ever worked as a teacher, firefighter, police officer, or any government job, and you're planning to retire before 65, there's a good chance you've been told your Social Security check will be smaller than everyone else's. For decades, that was true. A rule buried inside the SSA's formula was quietly cutting benefits for millions of government workers. Some lost $400 a month, some lost $500, and most of them never fully understood why. But in January 2025, that rule was eliminated permanently. The problem? Millions of people who were affected still don't know. And some of them, right now, are planning their retirement with the wrong numbers. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what changed, who it affects, and why, if you're planning to retire at 55 with a government pension, your entire retirement math may need to be recalculated in your favor. Let's start at the beginning, because understanding what was taken from you is important.
What changed? Who does this affect? Retirement at 55.
The rule was called the Windfall Elimination Provision, or WEP, and next to it was a related rule called the Government Pension Offset, the GPO. Here's how the WEP worked in plain language. Social Security calculates your benefit using a formula that's designed to replace a higher percentage of income for lower earners. It's meant to protect people who didn't make much during their careers. But if you spent part of your career in a government job, a job where you paid into a state pension instead of Social Security, the SSA treated you as if you were a high earner, even if you weren't. They applied a modified formula that reduced your benefit. How much? For 2024, the maximum WEP reduction was $587 per month. Every month, for life, and the GPO was even harsher. It targeted spouses and widows of government workers. If you were receiving a government pension and tried to claim spousal or survivor Social Security benefits, the GPO reduced those benefits by 2/3 of your pension amount. Many people received zero: a retired teacher in Ohio, a firefighter in Texas, a city clerk in Florida. These were real people who paid into Social Security through side jobs, part-time work, private sector years, and then watched the SSA quietly take hundreds of dollars back every single month. For 30 years, advocacy groups fought to change this, and in January 2025, they finally won. The Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law in January 2025. What it did, in simple terms, it eliminated both the WEP and the GPO completely, permanently, starting with payments processed after the law passed. The SSA is no longer allowed to reduce your benefit because of a government pension. The modified formula is gone. The 2/3 offset on spousal benefits is gone. But here's what most people don't know yet. The law is also retroactive to January 2024. That means if you were already receiving a reduced benefit throughout 2024, you are owed back payments. The SSA began processing those retroactive payments in 2025, but the agency is overwhelmed. Not everyone has received their adjustment yet. Not everyone even knows to check. If you, or someone in your family, worked in a government job, received a pension, and is currently collecting Social Security, there is a real chance your monthly payment is still wrong. And there is a real chance you are owed money that has not arrived yet. Step 1 is simple. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and check your current benefit calculation. If you see any reference to WEP or GPO in your earnings record or benefit statement, contact the SSA directly. That reduction should no longer be there. Now let's talk about what this means if you haven't retired yet, specifically if you're planning to retire at 55. The popular conversation right now is about retiring at 55 on $72,000 a year with less than $1 million. And the math is real. It can work. But that math only works if your Social Security projection is accurate. Here's where government workers were getting double damage. First, if you retire at 55, the SSA inserts zero earnings years into your benefit formula. We've covered this before. Stopping work early costs you potentially 10% to 20% of your projected benefit. Second, on top of those zeros, the WEP was applying an additional reduction because of the government pension. So a teacher planning to retire at 55 might have been looking at a projected benefit of $1,800 a month, already reduced by early retirement zeros, and then reduced again by WEP. Their real number might have been closer to called $200. That's a $600 gap every month for the rest of their life. With the WEP gone, that second reduction disappears. The 0-year penalty still applies. That hasn't changed. But the pension penalty is gone. What does that mean for your retirement plan? In practical terms, if you're a government worker who plan to retire at 55, your Social Security income in the plan just increased. That changes how much you need to pull from your portfolio in the early years. That changes how long your money lasts. That changes the total amount you need to have saved on day one. Run your numbers again. Use the SSA's AnyPia Calculator. I'll link it in the description. And this time enter 0 for WEP. Because legally, that reduction no longer exists. Before I close, I want to be specific about who this affects, because this isn't a small group. Group 1, people already collecting Social Security who were subject to WEP or GPO. Your benefit should have been recalculated. If it hasn't been, contact the SSA. You may be owed retroactive payments from 2024. Group 2, people between 55 and 65 who are planning retirement and have a government pension. Recalculate your projected Social Security benefit without the WEP reduction. Your retirement math may have changed significantly in a good direction. Group 3, spouses and widows of government workers. The GPO elimination may restore spousal or survivor benefits that were previously reduced to 0. This is potentially the largest financial change for this group and the least talked about. One important note, even with WEP gone, the SSA system is not perfect. There have been reports of delays, errors in recalculation, and cases where the adjustment hasn't been applied correctly. Don't assume your statement is right. Verify it. The bottom line is this. A rule that quietly took hundreds of dollars a month from millions of government workers for 3 decades is finally gone. But the SSA doesn't send you a letter saying, "We owe you an apology and a check." You have to go look. If any part of this applies to you or someone you know, a teacher, a firefighter, a government employee, share this video. This is the kind of information that genuinely changes someone's retirement. And if you're worried about SSA taking back what they owe you, we covered the 2026 overpayment trap in detail right here. See you in the next one.
We discussed the 2026 undue payment trap in detail here. Share this video. Thank you.